It took months at PMG to get my currency graded and back. But I want to share these with you. They're large notes, national currency. Some of them are my Portsmouth notes in my collection that I wanted to have graded. You don't want to miss this currency. We're going to look at them. We're going to talk about the values. So stay tuned. But first, here's my website, portsmouthcoinshop.com. If you want to buy coins, currency, 90% silver eagles, come over to portsmouthcoinshop.com. Also, here's our CoinHelpu community. If you need help with a coin, you have to come over here to get help from me. If you have a question about your coins or just a general question about numismatics, or also when you are watching one of my videos and you have a question, you want more answers, I have over 1,000 videos, 1,100 videos plus. You can click this link right here.
Hello, everyone.
And it'll come up to my community, and right here is a search. You can search all of my videos and ask the questions. It's literally like asking me, and I have a video explaining it in detail. So check out my channel there if you have questions too. So first up, the first three are sold, and none of these notes are for sale. These are personal collection notes that I wanted to send off for grading. This one here is the 1899, what they call the Black Eagle. It is a silver certificate. The Teehee and Burke is the signatures, and FR233 is the catalog number, and it's extremely fine, EPQ. And when you turn it over, it shows you exceptional paper quality. That's how you know that. This is the reverse of this note. Very beautiful, sought after note these are. And when you're looking at values of these, a good place to go, or at least to start, would be eBay buy it now auctions or buy it now listings. And when we do that, none of them came up with this catalog. And sometimes that happens, but this one did. It was a 65. This one is probably going to be in the $300 range, $400 range, something like that. This is 264 and it's at $18.99. But it only grades 35. If you can't find it on eBay, then you would want to go over to Heritage, and Heritage has a lot of currency auctions that are sold. You want to make sure you're on the most recent, and you would look down here at August the 9th. One of these sold, and it was extremely fine. EPQ sold for $372. So $372 is probably a closer estimate. But like I said, it's going to depend on the person that's buying it. I think these notes look really good. They may pay a little bit more for them. Then we have a 1917, and this one is a United States notes legal tender, and it graded very fine 30 EPQ, and you can see all the pertinent information on it. If there's anything like a repair, it'll be on the reverse. Exceptional paper quality. Sometimes I'll have minor repairs. I think I have one of them that got minor repairs on it, but this is the reverse of this. You can see the paper quality on this. You see a little bit of foxing, which is typical. Sometimes it's a little staining on there. Now, as far as value is concerned, again, you can go to eBay, start out, get an idea, and see what they've sold for lately. This is the FR39. Didn't see one that sold recently with that number on it, but to $200 to $250 note probably. And over here on Heritage, you had one sell for $174 in 2021. Like I said, it depends on the day it sells, and 2021's a little older. I mean, we're in 2023 right now. Currency's been really hot lately, but it still gives you an idea of what you might expect if you sell it or if you buy one. Then here is a $10 gold certificate, 1922. This one's just very fine 30. And very nice note. Kind of thought it'd be a little bit higher grade than this. But nonetheless, to me, it's a choice note. They didn't think it was, but it looks like it to me. And you can look at it really closer. It looks better than this 1917, in my opinion. Notes like this, you don't see them very often unless you go to a lot of shows and you collect currency and you're obviously looking for it. In the shop here, we don't see these very often. I have handled a few. So as far as value is concerned, we'll take a look here. On eBay, This one, the same catalog number, grade, although this is EPQ, sold for $4.99. So this one might be $3.50, $3.79. Here's a very fine 30. So we got a couple values here, so we can kind of value this in the $400 range. And on Heritage, you look at the sold auctions, your most recent, the sold $396, $360. So yeah, you're in the $350 up to $450 range. Probably $450 is a little bit on the high end. It just depends. This note looks pretty good though. That's the thing. It's going to be dependent also, when it sells. I mean, we got one here June the 7th, sold for $480. Now it was very fine, as well as the other ones. The same thing, and this one sold for $396, and they're trying to sell for $750. So, like I said, the market's a little wonky, if you ask me, on some of this. People want a lot more out of their stuff, I think, than the market can bear at times, and then sometimes people are willing to pay it. And then here's my pride and joy, my Portsmouth currency notes that I sent off. I sent off a handful of them here. This one can be pretty rare with the red seal. Let me get a little bit closer here. Focus. So it graded very fine. Honestly, the note to me I thought was fine. I think it's a little overgraded. That's my opinion on it. It's got too many folds, and you can compare it to the other 25s that I just showed you. One, that's some 30s. I just think that was a little generous for this, and it's my note. But still, yet I'm glad to get the 20. It is the catalog number is 587 to 1902 red seal. You just don't see these very often, and I don't know whether that's the reason they did this or not. I don't know. You can guess all you want on why they grade what they grade. Blue seals a lot, but the reds you don't see very often, so it's very hard to value these. You'll see them listed for thousands of dollars and some of them for a few hundred. So good luck trying to find a value. Here's Chicago, Illinois that sold for best offer maybe $999. This one here sold for $2,020. I mean, I could basically put $2,000 on this note and offer it to someone who lives in Portsmouth, because dependent on where you live is how much these will sell for. I mean, honestly, when you start talking about notes that you don't see very often, and someone who lives in that city, they're going to pay more for it. When we go to Heritage, and really didn't see a whole lot more to help out with, because you're looking over $1,000 for all these, and no Portsmouth notes are sold. So a Portsmouth resident would be willing to pay, looks like to me, at least $1,000 for this note right here. To me, I think it's a little overgraded. So I think, $800-900 to $1,200 might be the top end on that. It's just not easy to value some of these notes, because, like I said, if you're from Portsmouth, it's worth more to you than it is if you live somewhere else. So this is another 1902. This is the blue seal version, and they do call this right here scalloped. That's what they call that. All these have that on them, but I wanted to mention that this was graded really well. Really nice grade. Still, $400 or $500 note here. You can look the values up. I did look the value up on this, but we're going to just talk about, being extra fine 40. That's probably what it's going to gain. It's probably what you're looking at value wise, $400 or $500. $6 max, I would think, and it's really a nice looking note. But then I also have a 30, same version. And the thing of it is with this one and this one, why I have them is because of the M. The M signifies regions. It helped them sort them. It was getting really confusing trying to sort these notes. So they started putting M's, different letters on them. That's the reason. So I do have a different version of each one. And, again, you're talking about, $350, $300 for this. On this 31, the actual very fine 30. Charter 68, that's your charter. Pretty common charter. Then we have 1902. This one's the $10. Man, I'll tell you what, it is very difficult to find these notes, period, and trying to find different ones so you fill in your whole collection. So I've got a pretty good collection of them right now. Still looking for them, different ones that I don't have. I have some duplicates up front for sale that I only sell to Portsmouth residents or people who are from Portsmouth. This one here is a very fine 25. And when you're looking at values of this one here, we'll take a look here in a minute. Here's the reverse. It's just beautiful notes. It says minor repairs. That's going to hurt the value. So you can look up values all you want. You're probably going to get confused. So basically, here's a $10 Cincinnati, Ohio that sold for $203.37, and it graded 15. This one here is rated 25. There's a Pittsburgh that's a 35. So you can go in between. You could probably say this is a $250 note with the minor repairs, maybe 300 if you pushed it. Like I said, if you don't find an example that's sold already, even over on Heritage, you can't really. It's hard to value it. I mean, look at this one here, $21,000. It's not worth that much. That's an Arizona territory. Probably has to be a pretty rare one to be that much. But still, yet even rarity doesn't mean a whole lot. So we have a few here that sold for other values that we can see. But like I said, I'm going to stick with my assessment there of having the minor repairs on it, $250, $300. So there you have it. That's my latest currency submission from PMG. I'm very proud of all these notes. They did pretty good, except for the one that got the minor repairs, which didn't seem to be much. I mean, the note looked really nice regardless. And I think they kind of overgraded the red seal just a little bit. I think it should have been fine. Just too many folds for me. But hey, 20 makes it worth more, right? But it's not for sale. That's the thing. None of these are for sale. These are like personal collection. But anyways, thanks for watching my latest video. Please like, share, and comment, and have a great day.